Hey y'all, it's your girl Toya Telly, and I'm back with another video. This is the review of Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 4, Episode 20. The title of the episode is Inside and Out. Okay, so y'all, I know that the new episode is coming on tomorrow night. So I'm late. But I wanted to bring it to y'all anyway. Because, hey, my girls hold me down. So, I'm here. Yes, it's up and it's stuck. No, let me be for real. So, we start the episode out with Zack on the phone with the sinister's wife. And I believe her name Tony. So, Tony, she was telling Zack to meet her at the hotel. And I'm just like, what do Zack need to meet you at the hotel for? Like, why y'all can't discuss this, somewhere more decent, somewhere much more acceptable other than at the hotel? So it got me in question, especially from seeing the previews. It got me in question like, is Tony trying to get her some? I believe Tony trying to get her some from Zack. So, we gonna see. But Fatima, she walked back through the door because she had just made it back over to Zack's house from going to get her whole bag. So, she walked back in and she was like, "You miss me?" And he was rushing off the phone with Tony. And so Fatima realized that he was acting strange. And so she was like, "Who was that? Was that Karen?" And he was like, No, we'll talk about it. I'll talk to you about it later, but right now I just need to process it. And she was like, "I'm not gonna be pulling stuff up out of you, Zack." And he was like, "You don't have to put nothing out of me, baby. Just let me process it and then I'll talk to you about it." So Fatima, she side-eyeing this. And she like, "Look, I'm about to go take a bath and you can call whoever that is back, And so she left to go do that. And now we see Danni and the airport guy. She agreed to going out on a date with him, and they was on a double date with Sabrina and Brumman. So they made it to the restaurant first. And they sit down, they're talking, getting acquainted. Danni, she looking all cute, and they mingling, and it's cute or whatever. So they get in conversation, and she was asking him like, what type of music you like? And he was like, "I like old school rap," but he named Drake, Meek Mills, and Jay-Z. And so Danni had to tell him, that ain't old school. What what planet you been living on, airport guy? And so he was asking her where she from. She was like, "I'm from Detroit. I'm from D-Town." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And he was asking her what she majored in, and she was like, "Well, that's neither here nor there because I'm not working in my field right now, because whatever she majored in college, it requires a master's degree in order for her to actually find a good paying career." So she was like, right now she can't really afford it. She don't really have time in between bills and rent and this and that. She was like, she don't really have time to go back to school trying to balance all of this here. So right now she trying to continue to work a full-time job. And Logan, he was like, he understood it, and they continued to talk. And then we see Maurice and Q, and Q come home from work, I'm assuming. So he look up in the fridge, and Maurice he was like, no, Maurice come home from work, and Maurice look up in the fridge. Y'all, I'm getting all mixed up. Maurice look up in the fridge, y'all, looking for something to eat. Q already preparing it for him on the stove. So he was like, I got dinner for you on the stove and a margarita for you in the fridge and all this good stuff. Trying to butter him up or whatever. So Maurice was like, are you trying to poison me? And Q was like, why would I do that? And Maurice gonna say, why would you rob a bank? And Q had the nerve to say, because you and your friend made me do it. Y'all set me up to do it. And Maurice talking about, oh really? Oh yeah, we sure did. We sure did. And then Q talking about, oh, and what was y'all gonna do with the money? Doesn't it feel good to confess? Baby, by this point, I would have been telling Q he can get the fuck up out of here because I already know what type of shiesty shit you up to. And I ain't going for that. So, y'all, Maurice playing too much. He talking about, oh yeah, we was gonna go get a 2-piece and biscuits and then head out of country to Canada. I believe that's what he said. And I'm just like, we get that you playing, but you should have caught on to the fact that this dude is really trying to set you up. He is recording you. He is trying to get a fake confession out of you. And you just gave him just that. Maurice, you should not have moved Q into your home. I told you. I told you. So, back at Olive's, Sabrina and Brumman, they arrived, right? So, they sit down and they're asking for the menu and everything. So, the airport guy, he looked at Brumman and he was like, hey man, don't I know you? And Brumman was like, no, you don't know me. Ain't you the Prince of Ebeknu? What you mean he don't know you? Like, I get you say, okay, you're not known around America, but that should not have been your... I don't feel like that should have been his response to don't I know you. If you're a prince of a country and you're all in the papers and this and that, regardless of America is hip to you or not, either way, I feel like your response should have been, well, I'm the Prince of Ebeknu. If, you know, that may be where you know me from. But instead, he was like, jittery, talking about, oh, no, man, you don't know me. Like, bruh, man, you gave yourself away. Clearly, you up to something no good. So, the airport guy, he was like, thinking in his mind, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I know you. And I know exactly where I know you from. Because by then, he felt like he had got a call or a text on his phone. And he told Danni, I just got a call. I'm finna have to head out. So then he was like, I didn't hear your phone ring. And he was like, well, I mean a text. And so he upped and left. So Danni, she looking like, well, I guess I'm about to go hang it up for the night. And she told Sabrina, she was like, well, I think he married anyway. Because they discussed their ring. And he told Danni that it's a fake ring. I guess it go with his disguise at the airport because he's an undercover cop. So, yeah, Danni was like, I think he married anyway, so he can skate. And she was like, well, I got work in the morning, so I'm about to get up out of here too. And Brumman was like, you're such a lovely lady. Where do you work? Brumman, why are you being so friendly? So, Danni, she told him she worked at the airport and everything like that. He offered her a ride to see if she wanted his driver to drive her home. And she was like, oh, driver, good for you. But no, I'm good. And she left. And when Danni walked off, Brumman, he was like looking past Sabrina. Talking about, oh man, she's just such a lovely lady. Sabrina was like, yeah, all my friends are, no, he was like, you have beautiful friends. How you know she got beautiful friends, bro, man, if you ain't met them all yet? Unless you been spying over there like Avery. But how you know Sabrina got beautiful friends? Because he said that first before she was like, before he said, I would like to meet all of your friends. But I thought you just said she had beautiful friends. As if you have already met them. Or already seen them somewhere. Because I still believe there was a setup with the two girls that walked in the store. I was surprised to see Sabrina. That was a part of Bruh Man's little scheme that he done came up with to come to us with the bullshit. That's what that was. And I bet you it's going to turn out to be. But back to the story. So, Sabrina was like, she realized it at first, because at first she was playing like she didn't catch on to what was happening. Like, she was still smiling and talking. Yeah, I have beautiful friends. I would love to meet your friends too, and all that. You don't realize that this man is slick up your friend's skirt right now? So, Sabrina, she finally caught on to it, and she was like, would you like for me to go get her back? Because, I can leave. And he was like, no, not like that. You have my full undivided attention now. Like, what? Sabrina, if you don't grab your little bitty tiny purse and get the fuck up out of there, right behind Danni, baby, if you don't see it by now, bruh man ain't no good. So, by the time Danni make it home, the airport guy, he called her and he was like, he's sorry for running out on her and he's outside her door. Can he come in? And Danni, she was like, you wrong for that. You wrong for that. But she let him in or whatever so that they could talk. And honestly, I would have been asking him, why the fuck was you outside my door without calling me first? How you even knew that I left the restaurant and made it here by now? Like, how you knew to be outside my door? How you know I wasn't still at the table where you left me with Bruh Man and Sabrina? So, I don't know, Danni, because you should have made a big deal about that. The same way you make a big deal about when Preston do his little pop-ups and shit. So, that's just how I feel. But anyway, she answered the door and she was like, you know there was some whole shit leaving me at the table. You know that was wrong, Logan. And so, he apologized or whatever, and he was like, can I ask you some questions? So, they sat down. And he asked, what's her friend's name? Sabrina. And she said, yeah. He was like, does she work at Brookhaven Bank? And she was like, yeah. And he was like, and she was like, you gonna tell me what's going on? And he was like, did her bank just get robbed not too long ago? And then she was like, yeah, I'm not answering any more of your questions until you answer some of mine. And so she was like, you got to tell me what's going on, basically. And he was like, I can't tell you because if I tell you what's going on, then you could possibly get hurt. Because I'm pretty sure it's an undercover job. And I'm pretty sure it's not Bruh Man, but Logan, airport guy, he's working with some dangerous guys. So he don't want to get Danni involved with it. But at the same time, you asking about her best friend that you just left at the table with the criminal, if he is a criminal. If Bruh Man is a criminal, whatever he got going on that you cannot tell me on the sake of me getting hurt, why did you just up and leave me and my friend at the table with this dude? Answer that, Logan. So yeah, Danny, you do need to be asking some questions, a whole lot of them, to get to the bottom of this. So Logan, he left without even telling Danny what was up. Like, he got the information he needed to know, and Danny also told him, like, Sabrina not gonna hurt a fly. Sabrina is the squarest person that you will meet. Like, what's going on at this point? So Danny still couldn't get to the bottom of that. And now we back at Zach's house, and we see Zack and Fatima, and she's in the bubble bath. She have a glass of wine, and they're talking. She's still trying to get it out of Zack, like, what was their phone call about. And it's still haven't processed on him yet. He's not ready to talk about it, so he still need a little more time. And she was like, you gonna get in with me? And he was like, no, because your water be too hot, so I'ma chill. And then he went back downstairs. So now we see Gary and Avery. Gary in his office, y'all, wigging out behind Andy, because he had to storm out due to the flashbacks that he was having of Robin and Andy on the sofa. So he couldn't take no more. And now he had called Aaron back over there. And Aaron, he like, man, you need to calm down. You need to relax. You need to get over it. Gary, he don't want to hear it. He like, man, it just makes me so mad. I'm in love with her. You know, like, he done grabbed the binoculars trying to look, because Aaron done took the telescope, so he ain't got that no more. So now he got a little pair of binoculars. He trying to look through the window. Aaron like, this is just sad. You gotta stop this. And he was like, I love her though. And he was like, Aaron was like, this is not love. This is obsession at this point. Gary, please tighten up. So Aaron, he tried to throw in a little advice, and y'all, what he do that for? Because he messed around and got his little feelings hurt. Poor Avery. Gary done told the man, all Avery said was, how about you go out and try to find you a woman, or find you a lady, and move on. Gary told that man, didn't your wife shoot herself? Baby, after that, Aaron didn't want to talk. He didn't want to kick it. None of that. Baby, Aaron was up out of there. He said, you know what? Don't call me over here to support you in your hard time if you're only going to insult me. And that's some real ass shit. Don't reflect your energy over here on me, because I'm only here to help you out. So by this time, Gary, he apologizing and shit, telling Aaron to stay. Nah, let's talk, bro. Let's talk. Aaron don't want to hear that. Aaron poor little feelings are hurt. He had to bounce. He was like, look, I got problems of my own. And clearly you do. Over there with Karen. And the baby that you hoping that is yours, but she hoping that is his. So yeah, you got your problems. You got your own problems to deal with. So it's best that you do bounce. So after that, Andy calls Karen to talk about Gary and tell her what had happened. So Karen, she was like, Andy was like, what you doing? And she said, nothing, just sitting. And she was like, you at work? And she was like, nah, I'm in my car just sitting. And she was like, I'm driving, Andy. And she was like, and no, Andy was like, it don't sound like you driving. And I'm like, damn, why interrogate the woman? So Karen, she giving her the cold shoulder as always these days, because for some reason she got her nose up at Andy, because Andy been talking to Danny. Come to find out, she was telling Andy, talking about yeah, how about you call Danni and talk to her about it, since you don't like to hear the truth. She'll tell you exactly what you want to hear, because I know you've been talking to her. And I'm just like, why should you even be in your feelings about Andy talking to Danni if all of y'all are friends? I thought y'all all was in this sister circle together. But maybe not. Because I've always noticed that Karen had this stiff shoulder towards Danni. Always. And it could be behind Zack, because you know Zack and Danni got their own little relationship too. And Danni be riding for Zack more than she have ever wrote for Karen. So Karen probably don't like that either. But who knows? Probably go from way back then. They got beef cooked up from way back then. Who knows? But anyways, so Andy was like, don't tell me you in front of Zack's house. And Karen was like, and so what if I am? And she was like, Karen, don't do this. You need to leave. You need to leave. Okay? Baby, Karen done pushed up like Effie did Curtis on Dreamgirls. She said she ain't going. Okay? She ain't going. Baby, that's no way. No way. I'm living without you. That's what Karen told Zack. Okay? So, now, Gary done beeped in on the other line. Because he's talking about he in the lobby and he want to come back up. So, Andy told Karen, look, I'm about to call you back. You need to leave Zack's house right now. But I'm going to get back with you in a minute. She hung up with Karen. And she told Gary that he can go and come up. So, he make it back up there to the penthouse. And, he was like, she was like telling him that that's the same look you gave me whenever you found out I was sleeping with Paris. So,
I just gonna do my stuff.
okay. Excuse me, y'all. And so, she was like, that's the same look that you gave me whenever you found out that I was sleeping with, when you thought that I was sleeping with Paris. So Gary, he was like, but you was sleeping with Paris. And I'm like, clearly, like, why is Andy trying to make herself believe these lies? Talking about thought. It ain't no thought about that. You was clearly on that man's mama couch when that man mama couch y'all. So you was clearly sleeping with Paris. But anyways, so she was like, he was like, she was like, so how did you know Robin was here? And Gary was like, because I could see you from my building, from my office. It's right across from you. So she looking like she ain't even know. And I'm like, how didn't you know that his office is right across from you? If this been your man that you've been having an affair with, done got slick engaged to, about to marry the man, y'all been at it for years. Y'all been at it for 4 seasons and some. So, you ain't know that his office was located right across from you all this time? Right across from your condos? Girl, please. So, she was like, how could you see me from way over there, though? And he was like, with a telescope. By that time, Andy was like, oh, hell no. To the no. I am not about to let you run my life. You're not about to be spying on me. Is that why you bought me this place? Gary was like, no, calm down, Andy. I only looked at you one time. I only saw you one time. Baby, it don't matter. It only takes one time to be a stalker. What are you saying, Gary? I cannot take you serious at all right now. So, Andy was like, you know what? You can get the fuck out of my apartment. And Gary was like, I bought you this place. Oh, she knew that was coming. Cause she was like, oh, so that gives you a right to spy on me? And Gary thinking in his mind like, yeah, it does. That man ain't right. So, and then she's storming out. She was like, you know what? You can have this place. She done hit the elevator, punching on the buttons, trying to get up out of there. Gary, he trying to follow her behind. He trying to follow behind her. Andy, she ain't going. She like, I'm going back to my apartment that I paid for. So she gone. And I hope she go take that suit off that she done had on for about 3 days now. Because I know she hot and musty up under there. But anyways. So, now y'all, for the big finale, y'all. The exciting ending that we all been waiting for. Karen. She done walked up to Zack's door. Knocked at the door. Zack answered the door already with an attitude. Talking about what? What you doing here, Cameron? She was like, we need to talk. We need to talk about this baby. Can I come in? And he was like, no, we can talk outside. So they stepped outside. She was like, oh, so I can't step in your house and you lived in mine for 3 years? Like, she is upholding this 3 years. Karen, let it go. Baby, let it go. What you spent with him for 3 years, you can probably find much better out of a guy in 3 days. The hell you spent with him. So please let that 3 years go. So she like, so you really living with her? You really living with her? And you barely even know her, Zack? Why are you playing these games, Zack? Why is you playing? You know you do this all the time. You leave. And then you go mess around with girls. And you get tired and you come back. So why is you playing? Zack like, Karen, this is sad. This is sad. You standing right here doing this right now is sad. What happened to Miss Independent? What happened to Miss Get Your Broke Ass Out? You put me out. So she was like, I know, Zack, I know. But I love you. I miss you. See that? I said it. Are you happy? I miss you, Zack. I'm like, Karen, please calm down. Like, she is wigging all the way out, y'all. And the whole time, Fatima, she in the bathroom with the windows open so she can hear it all. So she just listening. And Karen, she going on talking about, this needs to stop. This needs to stop. All this needs to stop. After all that we put in, all that we built, I'm standing here pregnant with your baby. And Zack, he was like, and we'll deal with that. She was like, deal with that? Okay. Okay. So you gonna tell me right now, you gonna look in my eyes and tell me right now that you in love with her? That you're not in love with me? Baby, Karen was doing too much. I'm talking about over the top. So we gonna pray for her. We gonna pray for Karen, y'all. So by this time she was like, see, this needs to stop. This needs to stop because I don't want to do this by myself. And Zack told her, you don't have to do this by yourself. But you gotta stop. You gotta stop. And she was like, it was like they said stop over 50 little times before Fatima came out on that balcony and said, yeah, there is a lot that needs to stop. I'm coming down. Baby, with her lingerie on. So we're going to see what happened on tomorrow's episode. And I'll be back with the previews of what I think is going to happen. Until then, thank y'all for watching. This is your girl, Toya Telly. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and do so. And also, hit that notification bell button so you know when I come through with more videos. Until next time, I hope y'all have a great day. Peace.